Hello students, I am Dr. Kalpit Ganesh Mhatre, Assistant Professor in Botany at Arts, Commerce and Science College, Lanja, District Ratnagiri, Maharashtra. In this presentation, I am going to discuss with you the details of phytoremediation. In my previous video, I have explained you about bioremediation, and in this video I will speak about phytoremediation. So let's continue with presentation on phytoremediation. First of all, we will see the definition of phytoremediation. So what is phytoremediation? Phytoremediation is the direct use of living green plants for in situ or in place removal and degradation of contaminants present in soil, surface water, groundwater, sludges and sediments. So phytoremediation, it is a word made up of phyto and remediation. Phyto means plants and remediation means correction of a mistake. So phytoremediation is use of living plants exactly on the place where plants are present. So phytoremediation is direct use of living green plants in situ or in place for removal and degradation of contaminants. In my previous presentation, I spoke about bioremediation, and bioremediation is useful in removing contaminants or neutralizing contaminants from a polluted site. In bioremediation, we use microorganisms, and here in phytoremediation, instead of microorganisms, we are going to use living green plants. Hence, it is called as phytoremediation. Overall aspects are same as that of bioremediation. So phytoremediation is useful in removal of contaminants or neutralization of contaminants from a polluted soil, polluted surface water, polluted groundwater, sludges and sediments. If we decide to do the process of phytoremediation, we will be having following four types in phytoremediation. So, phytoremediation involves phytovolatilization of metals, phytoextraction of heavy metals, hyperaccumulation of heavy metals, and phytostabilization of heavy metals. If anybody wants to proceed ahead with phytoremediation for the polluted site, then they must follow these four aspects of phytoremediation. Now we will see each aspect in details. So first is phytovolatilization of metals. So what is phytovolatilization? It is chemical conversion of toxic elements into less toxic and volatile compounds. For example, volatilization of selenium into selenomethionine, which then converted into dimethyl selenoid, which is a volatile compound and that can be lasted in the environment. So phytovolatilization refers to different types of chemical reactions inside the plants, and those chemical reactions will result in conversion of toxic elements into less toxic and volatile compound. Toxic elements means the elements which are present in a polluted or contaminated site. Plant will take them up and chemical conversion will be carried out of toxic elements into less toxic and volatile compounds. The best example of phytovolatilization of metals is Brassica juncea. In Marathi, it is called as mohari. So, Brassica juncea is identified as valuable plant for removing selenium from the soil. Selenium is most hazardous material and Brassica juncea is responsible for phytovolatilization of selenium from polluted soil. So first aspect is chemical conversion of toxic elements into less toxic and volatile compounds, and that is known as phytovolatilization of metals. Second aspect in phytoremediation is phytoextraction of heavy metal. So what is phytoextraction? Phytoextraction mainly concerns with removal of metals from soil by means of a plant uptake. Plant root absorbs metal along with water from soil, translocate those metals and store in different plant parts. You all know that plants are living organisms, and for the purpose of growth and development, plant requires different types of minerals and nutrition. And those minerals and nutritions are taken from soil. So when water is mixed with soil, minerals, vitamins present in soil get dissolved in water, and along with those minerals, vitamins or different types of elements, polluted metals also mix in water, and plant absorbs those pollutant or those heavy metals. So whenever plant absorbs water with the help of root and root hairs along with water, different types of pollutants or different types of heavy metals present in particular site are absorbed inside the plant parts. After absorption, plant will translocate those heavy metals or chemicals to different plant parts such as stem, leaf, inflorescence, flowers, fruits and seeds, and plant will store those pollutants in their different plant parts. So this process of absorption of heavy metal with the help of roots is called as phytoextraction of heavy metals. So if we do plantation at polluted site, the plants will absorb heavy metals from the soil, will translocate and store them in different plant parts. This will help in neutralization of concentration of heavy metals from a particular site. So this is second aspect of phytoremediation and known as phytoextraction. Third aspect in phytoremediation is hyperaccumulation of heavy metals. Some naturally occurring plants, which are termed as hyperaccumulators, can accumulate in their tissues a high amount of heavy metals. There are few plants which are naturally occurring, and those plants are called as hyperaccumulators. Those plants have capacity to store high amount of heavy metals in their tissues. This hyperaccumulator plant abnormally accumulate high concentration of heavy metals in their tissues. So whenever we plant or whenever we do plantation at polluted site, what will happen? Plants will absorb heavy metals from the contaminated soil, and plant will accumulate those heavy metals in their tissues. Those plants are called as hyperaccumulators, and with the help of hyperaccumulators we can neutralize or minimize pollutants from a particular area. And last aspect of phytoremediation is phytostabilization of heavy metals. At some locations or sites, plants cannot be used to remove metals from soil. These contaminated areas remain barren and may carry contaminants to different sites. So there are few locations or sites where we cannot use plants for the process of phytoremediation. And because of that, those locations or sites remain barren, and those locations may carry contaminants to different site with the help of wind movements or soil erosion. So in such cases, metal tolerant plants can be planted on that site to reduce concentration of heavy metals. So this is the fourth aspect of phytoremediation, where we cannot directly use plants for absorption of metal. At such cases, we can plant huge amount of different types of large trees on the polluted site. That will result in absorption, translocation and storage of heavy metals. So these all are different aspects of phytoremediation. And phytoremediation means process of neutralizing pollutants from a contaminated site with the help of plants. Hence it is called as phytoremediation. Thanks a lot for watching this